Hello, everyone. This is going to be a walkthrough of the church, a church tour, because we feel like maybe you have forgotten what our beautiful church looks like and the memories that you've had here, and to look forward to all of the different adventures that we're going to have here again when we are able to all gather here. And so we're gonna walk around, we're gonna remember things, and we're going to dream about what it could be. Right now we are in the youth room, and this is where we're going to start. We're all the way up in Dana's tree house, and we're going to wander around and take you on a tour. In this room, there is a "You Are Welcome Here," because that's really Dana's big thing, is that everybody is welcome in this space to feel comfortable, to be themselves, and to just learn about God. And so we are going to go and we are going to take a tour.
Now we just walked down the hall and we are in our 1st through 3rd grade classroom. So if you are in, well, now 2nd through 4th, this was your classroom last year, and you met with your teachers and did some fun things. And even if you're a little older or a little younger, you may recognize this piano as where Malik played while you sang, and you learned the songs that we sang at Kids Lead Worship, which seems like such a long time ago. But we'll do it again. Someday we will do it again.
Yes. Okay, now we're gonna go back in the hallway. We're gonna go around this way. Oh, there's Jenny.
Hello.
There she goes.
I want to show you too, if you're entering high school this year, so going into 9th grade, or any older than that, you have met in this room for your confirmation year. We still have your workbooks on the table. We have your sign-in sheet on the table. It's kind of like time stopped a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely. And then we go down this way, and this is where the basic beliefs met, and we crammed a whole bunch of people into, a whole bunch of adults into this room. And if you look, you can see the Wesleyan Quadrilateral, because obviously that's what we need to talk about in our basic beliefs United Methodist class. And so now we will go downstairs and take a look at the 3rd floor. Now we are in room 301, and this is a room, it looks a little bit different, but usually we'll have our adult Sunday school and Bible studies in here, but right now we have some AA groups meeting, and we also have some small groups for church groups meeting in here. And this is a room that can be used, and Jeff and Scott have spaced it all out so that everybody can be socially distant and wear your masks and have groups together, especially as we get towards the cooler seasons. We can meet in here and we can still gather and do studies together.
So it's been about 6 years since this timeline went up. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but we put it up as a celebration for the 200th anniversary. 200th anniversary of when Brecksville United Methodist Church started in a different way. It started as a home church. People gathered together in Brecksville. They worshiped in their home because they didn't have a church building.
What?
Yeah, 200 some years ago, our church started by people being home worshiping. And you may not know this, but our fall kickoff that is being celebrated today in a different way, we have that in order to celebrate kind of the birthday of this church. We started it back in 2014, and it has continued onward since then, where we get to gather together. So no, we're doing it a little different this year. Now, if you haven't been up on the 3rd floor to check out our timeline, it has pictures of our first church when it was built on this site. The story is that that center bell tower was just not strong enough to hold the bell. So they had to take the bell down real quick, and then they did some renovations, and they built a side bell tower and changed how you get into the church back in 1909. And it has just lots of pictures of the people gathering, learning together, worshiping together. I understand Shirley Gaelic is in this front row here of children, which is so cool. And I think what we're going to need to do, because we ended it at 2014, I think this wall here needs to become just 2020. Because it's a part
of all of the chaos.
It's a part of who we are.
Yes.
And it is part of our now church history. Our gathering together again in homes to worship and be together in a very different way with our computers and ability to connect in that way. And right across from the timeline, here we are in room 302, where our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders met last year, are now 5th, 6th, and 7th graders. So this is your room, painted so beautifully. If you are a church goer here and you never come up past the 2nd floor, stop up and see this room when you are in this building again. And tip of the hat to Joni Olsko, who did all of this beautiful painting.
And this is where last year for VBS, the first week that I was here, I did story time for VBS right on that stage. And it was an adventure that I still remember. So, okay, we are going to go and we're going to take a look from the balcony. So come with us. And Jenny, should I show them your office or is it messy?
It's pretty clean.
It's a little, oh, can we get in there? Oh, it is? Yes, it's open. Okay. So this is where all of the magic happens. Up here with Melanie and with Adam, and they tell us what we're doing and make sure everything sounds great and looks great. And if you are a balcony dweller, this is I'm sure this is the view that you miss, seeing up here and looking down on everybody and seeing all that's going on from up here. And I know we have our balcony dwellers that usually have the last name that starts with an H, which I thought was a very interesting thing to do. But yes.
See how we communicate sometimes with dry erase board?
Yes. We were not on Facebook yet. We had to keep playing this morning. We're fancy. Okay, now we are downstairs on the 2nd floor main level. That's what we're calling it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Straight out that door gets you to the square. And here's the office.
It's quiet in there, but stuff's happening. It's just happening remotely right now.
Pastor Heidi's office.
I still haven't taken down the signs the kids made me because, well, I like them. They're fun. And then
Becky's office.
Becky's office.
Bathrooms, in case you wonder where those are.
Oh, yes. I see. Hello. There we are. So, in here, down this little hallway, it looks like a secret room because you have to go down the little hallway, but if you're on any of the committees, then I wonder if you miss this room and having all of our meetings in here. It's pretty nice little... There's our things. What is this? I have no idea what this is. It looks fun. All right.
I still don't know what the word would be. Blank ZA.
I don't know.
And then into this kind of older part looking of the building, right? With the greenish tiles. And into our chapel. A place we also would do a lot of adult Sunday school and have services in here sometimes, different kinds of services. Right now, this room is being used for our Wednesday morning Lectio Divina group. We gather in here, our chairs are distanced apart, we wear masks, and we have an amazing time digging into the scripture. So if you would like to come on back and be part of that group, please do.
You might notice that stained glass is new. If you don't remember that, it's okay. And then also we got new windows in here, which helps. You'll note they're not the stained glass that was in here, but they are a lot more soundproof. And they open, and the other ones didn't open, and they keep the cold out and the warm in the winter, or the opposite in the summer. So it's a lot nicer to be able to use this space better. Now we are in the, I don't know, what do we call this part? The main part, the big show, the narthex, the something, I don't know. This is where everybody gathers. This is the very important parlor, and where you might remember having coffee. And I had a moment last week where I saw all of the mugs downstairs, all of the mismatched mugs that everybody used to get, and they were just sitting on the cart downstairs in the kitchen, and I saw them and I got really sad for a moment, because I remember everybody just picking their favorite mug and drinking their coffee on a Sunday morning and talking and connecting. And Bob Snyder Wine started making the super fancy hot chocolate bar for the kids last winter, and how fun all of that was. And we get to do it again. I don't know when, but we will get to do it again. And now we're gonna go into the sanctuary, and I'm gonna show you what we get to stare at every Sunday. So you get to see the front of the sanctuary, and we look at this tiny little camera up there. And it's underneath the TV, and on this TV we have the Brecksville UMC family picture from last kickoff last year, and we look at that and we talk to this camera. So that is the dot that we are talking to on a Sunday morning. So now you know how you get to see all of us, and you get to participate in the services. So this is the sanctuary as we have gotten used to it. We sit here when we're not on camera, and Corey will sit there next to Jenny, and then, because she doesn't want to sit next to her mom, of course, and then I'll sit there, and we look out and we focus on the camera, and we focus on the picture, and try to ignore that all of the seats are empty, or imagine your beautiful faces in the seats. And sometimes I'll imagine you in the spots that you traditionally sat, and imagine some of the faces that you might be making at me as I'm saying different things, just to keep myself focused on not just talking to a dot, but that we're talking to you, and we're worshiping together.
Hello, welcome on in, come on in. We're going into the crib and toddler room, where our little people play with Allie and Justin on a Sunday morning. The toys are here, and they're waiting for you to come back. Everything's been really cleaned good, and but we haven't rearranged, and we haven't changed too much. But I bet when you're back and you're playing again, the toys are gonna feel like they're just brand new to you. Like Pastor Heidi said before, we don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but we know that it's going to happen.
And I know that Allie said that the kids love to look out this window, and when all of the adults are coming in for church, they will look down and they wave, and they get so excited when the adults wave back at them. And I did have somebody say that their kids were forgetting what the church looked like. And so that was part of the reason why we are doing this, is to remind us of all of the wonderful memories that we've had and look forward to the memories that we will make again, even though it seems like it's been forever since we have been in this building together. This is the stairway that's right outside the crib and toddler room, and it goes down into the fellowship hall, and then upstairs is the choir room. And I just want to show you how beautiful and shiny these steps are and how wonderfully painted they are, that Jeff and Scott have been working so hard to make everything look beautiful and get it ready. And just wait until you see what the entryway looks like.
Come on in. So this room is all set up for Horizons preschool. But this is the same space that we meet on Sunday morning for Sprouts. So we come on up the steps, and what do you guys all do? I wait out in the hall for a while, right? You all hide, and we play a fun game of hide and seek before we start. And when I find you all and we can gather together, we sit on the floor here. Usually that table's pushed over, and we watch our little short video and we talk and we have a good time. We have a real good time down here. And then the table that we came in that's over there is usually all cleared off for us, and that's where we do our craft and talk some more. We just do a lot of talking in here, don't we? And we talk about how Jesus was and what kind of example Jesus set for us and what Jesus expects for us to do. And I miss having those conversations with you, but I bet you're still having them at home. And then our little ones, our preschoolers and our kindergartners, after Sprouts, come over here and meet up with their teachers and do Sunday school in here. So there's all different kinds of things. We've seen the sanctuary, and we've seen our classrooms, and we've seen where we fellowship together and we eat meals together, and we see where we've prayed in the chapel and continue to learn together. But the building is here, and the building hasn't changed too much. There's been some sprucing up and some paring down of stuff, but the building really looks the same as when we left it in March. But the lessons that you learned along the way when we were coming together, and you continue to learn on a Sunday morning and throughout the week about who Jesus is and what Jesus wants from us, that just doesn't change. That stays the same. And you're still out in the world, maybe less now than you were, but you're still out in the world, and you're still doing church. On Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, you're doing church. You're living the life the way Jesus expects us to, and that's what it's all about. We can't wait to get back together and be here again, but we know that we learn so much and can put it out there into the world in a great way.
It has been 6 months since we have been able to gather together in this building. But every Sunday when we would leave here, we would go out the doors. Maybe you didn't go out this door, maybe you went downstairs. But we would go out these doors, and over there is a sign that says, "Entering the mission field." And that's what we have been doing for the past 6 months. We have been in the mission field. We have been being the church. This church building, we are working on it. We are making it better, improving it, and preparing it so that it is ready for when we can gather back together safely in person. But until then, we know that we are being the church, and that we are staying connected in any way that we possibly can, that we are loving one another, and that we are loving the world, and we are being Jesus in the world. And so I can't wait to get back together, but I am also so excited for the lessons that we are learning here in these moments of this goofy, weird pandemic. So It's been fun to show you some of the church and just remember the memories of the past year together, and we can't wait until we are all gathered together.